The ghost of a murder victim haunting his old home. Hello, true crimers. This is the case of John Harden. Viewer discretion is advised. In 1978, this woman here, June Ferris, and her family moved into a home in Claremont, Florida. Now, June says that years prior, she was having dreams about this house that she had never been in. And then one day she's driving around town and she sees a for sale sign for this house here in Claremont, Florida. She calls the realtor and the realtor gives her a walkthrough of the home, and June realizes this is the house I've been dreaming of for years. And her family eventually move into it. Well, almost immediately they begin to see things and hear things. Music playing in the basement. The apparition of a man standing over their bed. And so eventually, a family member of June's does some digging into the house. And they find out that back in 1975, a took place just outside the house. 32-year-old John Harden, he grew up in South Florida. He at one point married his high school sweetheart, Rita. They actually had 4 kids together, but one day out of nowhere, John approaches Rita and says, "I have to go away for a while." She has no idea why he did this. But within a year, he actually ends up remarrying someone. And he and his new wife move into this old Victorian home. Well, anyway, June Ferris and her family, the ones who actually have seen this apparition in their home, say, "Oh my God, it looks just like John." So what happened to him? On March 22nd, 1975, John and his new wife were asleep in their bed when all of a sudden John was awoken to the smell of smoke, and he sees flames coming from outside. He realizes his pickup truck is on fire. So he races out, gets a fire extinguisher, and begins to put the fire out. When all of a sudden, someone approaches him with a 20-gauge shotgun and shoots him point blank range. And the flees the scene. John is pronounced dead less than an hour later. Police in Florida, they began to investigate this case. They traveled all around Florida. They interviewed hundreds upon hundreds of people. They explored every lead they could explore. They questioned his ex-wife and the whole scenario about what happened there, but they got nothing. They got no new information that would help them find out who did this and why. John apparently had no enemies in this new area where he lived, and so this became an incredibly difficult case to investigate. They did discover that the truck was deliberately set on fire. This was an arson, and it was clear to police that whoever set the car on fire did it on purpose with the intent of luring John out. His phone lines had also been cut so that no one could call 911. But who killed John Harden and why? If you have information, call 352-394-5588.